Hi, and welcome to my channel where I love to do all types of DIYs, everything from home updating projects to budget-friendly DIY home decor. If these are things you're interested in, then I hope you will consider hitting that subscribe button and become part of my DIY family.
Okay, I've got these magnets here, and I just figured these would make great gifts for people or just to add a little bit of flair to the refrigerator.
I am going to start by taking some packing paper and cutting it into a square, and I ended up with a 3.5 inch square.
I'm just going to roll it at the corner. Okay, just like so. And then I'm just going to use some tacky glue. And then we're just going to glue that down and let that dry.
Okay, and once that is dry, I'm going to take some twine that I picked up from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to wrap it around 2 of my fingers and then snip off an extra piece of string and just tie that down the center. And I'm going to tie that as tight as possible.
And trim off any excess. And then I'm just going to take some hot glue for this one. Okay, then I'm just going to take one of these magnets and I'm just going to glue it right on the back.
All right, well, next it's time to decorate the basket, and you can use any kind of flower you want. I picked these up from Hobby Lobby, and they're just little small buds. I know they also had them in different colors, so if you're interested in that, it was at Hobby Lobby. But again, you can use greenery, lavender, any kind of flower you'd like.
Then you just have the cutest little magnet to put on your refrigerator. I think these would make such cute gifts. And like I said, you can change out any way you want it. And if you don't like the paper sack version, you could always use some burlap. Just cut them down in squares. There is some 2.5 inch from Dollar Tree. It's got the lace on it. I'm going to take out the wire.
And then this is just the same process. You're just going to roll it in at the corner. It's a lot easier with using either ribbon or burlap because it's a little thicker than the paper. But instead of using the tacky glue, since this is a thicker material, I just went ahead and used some hot glue. And I definitely recommend using finger protectors because I burned my fingers here and there.
Then you got a little pouch there. And then just stick some flowers in that. And I think that would look beautiful with some lavender. So I'm going to take some lavender here. Aren't those so cute? Oh my gosh. And then just put your little magnet on the back. We have it. So freaking adorable. And you can decorate them any way you want.
got some of these mini glass bottles with the cork on top.
They're so cute. We'll pop that cork on off of there. I am just going to spray a little alcohol on this glass. I'm going to wipe it down to make sure I have all my fingerprints off. Okay, and I'm just going to take a magnet.
And I'm using just some hot glue here, but I definitely recommend something like E6000 or the Gorilla Clear Grip glue, because as it was on the refrigerator, the magnet did pop away from the glass. So definitely use something stronger and more permanent.
And you can do so many things to these. Oh my gosh. I have so many ideas. You could put some different color sand in there. Me, I'm just going to put some flowers in there. I had picked these pink ones up at Dollar Tree. And these other ones I believe I also got from Dollar Tree, but not 100% sure. Okay, I'm just going to take a skewer stick and push this in there. Pop that back on there.
And then I'm just going to dress it up a little by taking some of this lace ribbon from the Dollar Tree and just tie it around, snip off the ends, and it's finished. And I definitely did not use the right scissors. These are not my fabric scissors, so they're just a little dulled out and hard to cut through fabric.
And you just got the cutest little magnet. And again, you can put anything inside, any color ribbon, and that's all there is to that one. This one's an easy one. I found this picture frame at the Dollar Tree and I love copper. I put copper in my kitchen, so I thought this is going to be perfect to make a magnet out of. I get pictures from my daughter-in-law and son, from my grandson a lot, and so I thought his little picture in there, instead of just hanging it up by itself, would be perfect. So I'm going to start by taking off this plastic wrap. Popping out all the center. And you can leave it just like that. However, I am going to add a little bit of blue. I kind of want to just give it that little bit of patina look. And then I also just use some artist sponges that I pick up from Hobby Lobby. This bag was like $3.49. Okay, I'm just going to start by spraying this down with some alcohol, just so that paint will hopefully stick just a little better. Getting all those fingerprints and stuff off. Oh, and these sponges, this is the first time I've used this brand of sponge, and these are nice. I'm barely dabbing, just by the way, trying not to rub, just dab.
And the color is Mystic Turquoise, and this is a folk art color.
All right, I'm gonna let that dry. I'll use my heat gun because it's very little bit of paint, won't take that long. Take that glass and pop it back in there. Take the picture. And I am going to attempt to remove this back piece without damaging the cardboard. But if you do, you can always just take another piece of cardboard and make. All right, I'm just going to take a magnet. And something like this, you could always put two of them on there. I'm going to see how one works. I'm thinking it'll be fine. These magnets seem pretty strong, but easy peasy. Just a way to dress up your pictures that you like to hang up on the refrigerator. All right, Okay, so I picked up some of these favors in the wedding section at the Dollar Tree, these little buckets or pails, whichever you prefer to call them. And I'm just going to take one of them, go ahead and spray it down with some alcohol. I think I'm just going to take this piece out for now. We'll put it back in later.
And I am going to go ahead and put 2 coats of white chalk paint on top of this pail. And I know it's already white, but I want to give it a more rustic look. So starting with the white chalk paint was the way to go. And also painting the handle. And I intentionally meant to grab the burnt umber color. However, I accidentally grabbed melted chocolate and I distressed around the edges, around that seam, and around some of the other indentations around that pot. I'm sorry, the pail. And you can distress this any way you like or not distress it at all. You just make it your own, whatever makes you happy.
And just go a little around that handle. Okay, so I've got some stickers here that I had picked up from the Dollar Tree. I think I got these probably a couple years ago. I'm not sure if they'll still have them, but any kind of sticker, or you can do rub-on transfers, would be great. But I just wanted something kind of farmhouse-ish. I do love these cows, but I also like this truck because it's got that bluish color that I tend to have throughout my house, or it's a greenish blue. And to take this sticker.
And I'm just going to place that sticker on that pail and just rub it down really well. And then I decided that the rustic areas I gave it was just a little too bright, so I just kind of dulled it down with some more of that white chalk paint. And then I wanted to blend that sticker in just a little better, so I took some of the white chalk paint and just kind of went around the edges and a little on the top of the sticker, and then I just took my fingers and kind of buffed it out a little bit.
And if you're going to gift this, I would definitely recommend spraying it with some kind of sealer. That way the paint doesn't peel off. And the lovely thing about this is you really don't have to glue the magnet. If you're going to use it yourself, if it's a gift, I would definitely glue it. But I'm not going to glue mine because it's just going on my refrigerator.
And then I'm just going to take a little piece of styrofoam and shove it in that pail. If it fits loosely, then just use a little bit of hot glue. And then I'm just going to take some boxwood greenery that I have got here, and I'm going to go ahead and trim it down a little bit and place it in that pail.
What I like to do is take these leftover stems and just trim them down. And then I can always just, use it for one little piece, or I'm thinking that's going to need to be trimmed down just a little. And there we go. That is just so darling. Got some of these little glass stones, decorative glass stones from Dollar Tree. And then I've got some dried florals that I will link in the description box below. And I just want to figure out my flowers. For these, you probably want to find something as flat as possible.
And then on top of a silicone mat, I just kind of get my arrangement how I'd like them. Just placing that glass on top of them, getting an idea how it will look, adding pieces and taking away pieces as needed. And then I'm just going to take some matte Mod Podge and I am going to apply that to the flat part of that stone, scraping away kind of any excess that may be on there. And then I'm just going to take that stone and I'm going to press it right on top of those flowers that are on top of that silicone mat. And then when you lift it up, those flowers should come with it. And then I'm just going to use that paintbrush and I'm just going to dab on top of those flowers, just pressing them into that Mod Podge. And then once I have got that, I'll trim off those excess pieces, kind of rearranging a little, tapping it into that Mod Podge. And then I'm going to go over the top and put a layer of Mod Podge and dabbing in some spots, that way I don't move around the floral. And if you have any resin, coating of resin would actually work fantastic with this as well. And then we're going to want to let it dry completely.
All right, then we're just going to put the magnet on it once they're dried. There we go. Easy little flower glass magnets. I think those turned out so well.
So you guys let me know what you think about this one.
Okay. You can also use different wood pieces to make some magnets. I've got two different ones here. I've just got a little wood round, and then I've just got this little wooden flower shape that came in a pack that I had found at the Dollar Tree. And I printed out some images off of Creative Fabrica just on regular printer paper. And then I've also got some tissue paper that I had gotten from the Dollar Tree.
And I just decided I was going to go ahead and use this image on the bottom corner and just trace it around my flower and then just cut it out.
All right, and I'm just going to take some Mod Podge here. And just take some wadded up plastic wrap here and just smooth that out. You could also use a brayer, I'm sure, but it is up to you. All right, we're gonna let that dry down before I put the top coat on, and I also got to do some sanding, so we've got to let that dry down. Now for this other piece, I am going to use this tissue paper, and I'm just kind of getting an idea. I really like this area right there.
So I'm just going to take my water pen, and I first like to trace around the entire image and then just tear it away from the paper. And then I'm just going to do a little bit of fine tuning, if you will, just trimming off wherever I need to trim off.
Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and just take some white chalk paint. Paint the inside of this. All right, once that's dry, put this down there. Okay, I'm going to want to trim a little more off.
And I'm just trying to trim off enough to where all of that tissue paper is going to be on top of the white and not the brown section of that wood round. And then I'm just going to apply a coat of Mod Podge and then apply that tissue paper on top, and using that rolled up plastic wrap to smooth it out and get all those air bubbles out from underneath that tissue paper. And then once we've got that down nice and smoothly, we're just going to go over the top with a layer of Mod Podge.
All right, we're gonna let that one dry.
And going back to the flower, I'm going to take a little nail filer that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to go around the edges, trimming off any of that excess paper, and just make sure you go in a downward motion. And then once you finish that, just go over it with a layer of Mod Podge.
I love this one just the way it is. So all I got to do is stick a magnet on the back, and hey, that's all there was to it. Okay, so the flower to me just looks a little plain. So I'm going to add some jute. It's a little thicker jute. I'm going to say it's probably a 4-ply or something, but it's a little thicker than the stuff you get from Dollar Tree. I had picked this up from Walmart. And I am going to wear my little finger protectors, and I'm going to glue the end of this together so it does not unravel.
And then I'm just going to take that jute twine and I'm just going to wrap it around the edge of that flower, just using some hot glue, making sure to protect my fingers with those little finger protectors. And hey, if you guys will do me a kindness and hit that like button, and also leave me a comment, let me know which one of these magnets was your favorite. And I want to thank you guys for watching.
All right, I just think that looks better. We'll just pop a magnet on there and that project will be done. All right, and those are finished.